Hello and welcome back to another glorious morning here at the base. As the Vagabond, it literally blocks out Earth. It's so large. Oh my god. But a long time has passed since the last episode, and that is because this thing has been annoying to build. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to have a like a time lapse of this building with the printer. However, it just wasn't gonna happen. It was taking way too long. Like, I literally had to leave this thing printing for hours on end just to slowly creep its way across. I mean, there's probably better ways I could have done this, where I could have like set up some sort of script that would like move him 2.5 meters, and which is like a 1 block length, and then leave him there for X amount of seconds, then move him 2.5 meters, sort of thing. And I can probably do that in the future. But for now, I just had the pistons slowly creeping across here, and eventually getting to the end and finishing the ship. But it took too long. If I set them to go too fast, they would miss blocks and they wouldn't build, and then I had blocks like in the center of this thing that were unfinished, and then I would have had to like remove the blocks in order to get them out, and then all sorts of crazy stupid things. But at least now the Dromedary, my multi-purpose freighter, is now complete. And so we're going to cut it off its moorings and take it for a little spin. We're going to load it up and do some stuff with it today. So, cut it off here. Ooh. Game's like, what is going on? As we just made that thing its own separate entity. I put a little bit of fuel in it, but I have no idea how much it has. This thing does have its airlock. So we'll go on in here, we'll get into the cockpit, and we'll see that we have very, very little fuel. So what we want to do is check our tanks. How much do we have here? I've set a lot of these things to that. 28,000 liters there, 0.6. Okay, so if we go to info, it's currently a station, and we need to not name this Dromedary. We need to name that Dromedary. Why did it not take that name? I must grab the name. There we go. Copy that name in, and go back to our info. Name it that. Okay. And convert to ship.
Shield initializing.
Ooh.
Startup in 30 seconds.
Very good. Now let's check the rate at which we're using stuff from our tanks here. Okay, we're fine if we're just hovering. We've actually got a lot of tank space there. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to pull this thing over here, whip it around, and actually land it back down beside our existing hydrogen tanks. And I wanted to slurp up a little bit of hydrogen or ice just so that I could make some initial flights around. Because the goal is this guy is going to be our hydrogen tanker for the series. And, oh, can I fit in here is a very good question. Oh, looks like I can just barely fit into this little section here. Okay, continue to lower myself down. Gotta watch out to not hit my nose early. All my landing gear are actually in the sort of flight section and on the cargo section. But what I want to do is we're going to have to line up some connectors on the front. So, let's first just set this baby down. You know, turn off our inertial dampeners and just let her rest. Excellent. And once we get this thing connected up and refueling and such, we'll do a little bit of a tour of it so I can show you off all the wonderful bits it has. Okay, so when it's resting, it's actually pretty aligned at the top there. So it looks like I just need a corner here and then just straight out. Okay, This is actually not going to be that bad. And because I've already got everything tubed up, I can just grab stuff from here. And we'll just put on a corner. And then just a couple tubes out. And last one here will be a connector. Boom. Excellent. Of course, I need the bits for a connector, which I don't have, but we can grab those. At any one of the available ports there. And this will serve as a good little temporary connector. So all I need to do is just lift off slightly, travel back slightly, and then plug it in. Actually, I wonder if I should put on a secondary flight seat. That's not where I wanted to put it on my bar. Come on, flight seat, go there. Character tools, there. Thank you. Because what I could do is grab everything you need for a flight seat. There we go. I could put a flight seat, like, right here. I could, actually. And weld it up. And leave it there. And then when I wanted to, I could just get onto here and use this as my alignment seat. Because I'm so much closer, and I can actually see what's going on. Boom. Awesome. Okay, so now I want connectors, which I have a group for the connectors, and I will switch lock, and I don't want those in the first thing, I want them there. Switch lock. And boom. Connect to the base. Excellent. So now, the base hydrogen generator should be going absolutely nuts. Yes, they are. They're refilling these tanks. I don't want to stay connected for too long because I don't want to take too much ice from the base. The purpose of this is to go and get other stuff and bring it back, not to steal things. So we'll get a couple percent of hydrogen, and that'll most likely last us for all of our trips. So while that's doing that, we should take a few things and go out to our platinum, as we haven't been there for a bit since we had our fun thing to get the vagabond and such. So let's get things we need out there, which we need actually some conveyors, connectors, most likely pistons, and actually some GATs out in that area. And we're also going to have to grab some Gatling ammo before we go, as it's so shiny down here. If I'm not mistaken, because it's a atmospheric, you can actually have the enemy drones come and attack us. So we're going to have to put up a few Gatlings to defend us, and we'll grab some ammo. Do we have NATO canisters? Oh, yes we do. We have a full 192 of those. I can carry on my person, but I should actually be able to. If everything is all piped up properly, which it should be, if I designed this ship correctly, I should be able to just pull it all directly into my small cargo that I have right here. So if I have small cargo, excellent. So if I put in NATO and I go and find those ammo, I should be able to pull over. I don't want to have like all of it. Let's just pull over the 1,000 of it. We'll leave the 372 now. No, we'll only take 500 boxes. We don't take that much ammo with us. We don't need it all. But what we can do from here is deposit locally. Oh man, this takes so long to come up. It's so slow nowadays. And we have the ammo, and we can then pull stuff for junctions and tubes and things, and then deposit locally. and do this little back and forth with easy inventory. And have this local canister get filled up with components that I need. Excellent. So let's grab things for some GATs. Oh. Is that a pursuit? Things are getting shot at. So, one thing that I noticed was a good recent mod, and I thought, just add for fun, make things a little more fun, was Splitsy, one of his things is to have the assertive air traffic. So the air traffic flies by and drops off drones. However, when you're on the moon and the air traffic drives by and they dropped off drifting pursuants only have atmospheric. They don't have ion or anything, so they can't fly. And so as these like super gremlins fly over my base, they just fall into the base. And it's really silly. So yeah, that's a thing that's happening. But I think we got plenty of stuff on hand. Maybe grab a little bit for some pistons here. And then we can go take off. As we probably have enough hydrogen by now. Probably just like a few percent. Less than 10%, hopefully. We don't want to take too much ice with us. We want to come back with a huge compartment of stuff. What other rounds do we have? Do we have any magazines? Oh, we do have tons of magazines. Okay, well, I want to take those with me too, because I might be doing some more small turrets on this thing. I'm not sure, but we should have plenty of stuff. So we will jump in our main thing. We will disconnect from the base, push away, and raise up. Alright, and off we go. The Dromedary multi-purpose freighter on its way to Mars. And oh my god, there's so much lag. We're building too many things. That frickin' vagabond, you're too large. I need to get you out of the base. There's too many things in one small location there. Man, I'm so excited for this ship. I've played around with designing this ship for a very long time in creative mode, and I'm very happy with my design. So we're gonna go over it in a moment here, as soon as we break orbit and get away from the base and everything. Sort of all the physics there despawns and the game becomes nice and smooth again. Oh, there we go. I can feel my frames coming back. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Let us do a quick jump here with our hyperdrive mod, which is absolutely amazing. Our batteries should be fully charged, right? Fully depleted in 20 hours. Excellent. So hyperdrive will put in a coordinate of Mars approach. We'll select, and we can see that our hyperdrive can actually do this quite nicely, where Mars approach, hell yeah, we can do the whole jump in 1900 kilometers, transporting 1.2 million kilograms. Jump. And we're there. Come on, let's go. There we go. There's Mars. I'm just like, huh, I wonder if you're gonna load in. Excellent. I probably don't need this on my bar anymore, as what we need to do is we need to go set up an approach on Mars's moon, which I cannot remember the name of, and I know somebody is probably like told me what it is, but I have absolutely no idea. And it is so damn dark here. It is ridiculous. I am not sure if I can't even see any asteroids in front of me. I'm actually a little afraid to go forward right now. It is a little shiny. In the meantime, how about we do a little bit of a tour of the ship, because we can. The interior is actually lit. I don't need my headlamps for once, which is nice. And I should probably put some running lights on the outside. But here is the Dromedary multi-purpose freighter. We are going to take a nice little tour of it. Here is the main deck. Main flight seat with a nice commanding view of the entire front of the ship. Possibly I could make this a little bit further back and add a little bit of view around the side, but upgrades for the future. Right behind it we have our shield allocation tables so that we can control the shields, see their current status. Behind that we have a console block with the blueprint of the ship being displayed so that people here are playing around adjusting power systems and doing stuff, and you got a couple seats that they can sit in as they work on the ship as sort of like its engineers as it's flying. We have a single programmable block. Of course, one of these, decorations can be removed if needed to add in another programmable block, but this one is the auto door airlock system, which is beautiful. And this one, come on, I'm gonna recompile you. There's only 3 managed doors and 1 airlock that you have. Excellent. But yeah, LCD panels, display, content, text and images. I can display an image. Ooh, how exciting. Or I can just, where's the thing? Leave there's no content. But yes, we have a programmable block that is controlling our doors here to make sure the airlock remains closed so that we do not vent the entire ship at once. We have everything you need to live on the ship. A bed, we've got a toilet, and our equipment, which we've already stacked out with a little bit of gear here. We got some ammo, a full set of tools, some bottles, everything ready to rock. Basically, it's essentially what I have on me, but, just in case you die and can't get back to your body, you have an extra set of equipment here. Important to note, there's no respawn on this ship, so there's no survival kit or anything. So if I die while I'm using this ship, I will respawn back in base on the moon. So, or possibly I might respawn back on Earth, depending which one was closer. So that's a troublesome if that occurs, so don't die when you're using this ship. We have a conveyor air block, which is just a nice, full block with the air on it as well, so it's nice and smooth. A single cargo container for all of this ship's sort of personal needs. This is where you put your ammo and all that kind of sort of utility equipment. We come out through the airlock here, and you have a few seconds as it opens and closes to get into the airlock, where we have a defense turret to block any would-be boarders from getting to your cockpit. Through that, we can head out to the airlock here and onto the main ship. These gantryways are copied on either side of the ship, so it is a mirror replica. And as you walk down the stairs here, which are actually window slats but used as stairs because they, I think, look fine as stairs, you have access to the main catwalk, where you can access the turrets and do any repairs that you might need to. Only the turrets in the back don't have direct walking access, so you'd have to fly over and repair those. But all the other ones do have walking access. There is a gravity generator on here, so when I let go of my thrusters, we do walk around normally, at least right around the cockpit. As you get closer and further along into the cargo area, that isn't the case. We have our hyperdrive here right in the center. Exposed, yes, but I think sort of banded in there kind of nicely. The ship is sort of like secured around it in that sense. So it looks kind of cool. We'll come back down to where we were. Continuing on along here, we get access to the turret. And we can come into and then down the center spine of the main cargo area. And this one is the hydrogen tanker. So we have a total of a dozen full hydrogen tanks on this thing. A couple hydrogen engines right here, just for backup power if required. They are not turned on currently. I can see there's no gravity in this area, but as soon as we walk a little bit further, but we're reoriented to gravity. Excellent. So we can run down the main spine here of the ship and get all the way down to the front. Our landing connector flight seats. I'm not sure if I'll keep it there or maybe I can put it up here as sort of like one flight seat for both sides, and I can just sort of look off on either direction as needed, but also just the bow turret just to give a little bit of extra protection up at the front, as the majority of the firepower of the ship is actually just back here. It's got 4 turrets on each side, so total of 8 around the sort of cockpit area. I mean, realistically, the ship can run with everything from here where my welder is pointing. If that was cut off there, the ship could fly. It would have difficulty flying, but it could fly. All the stuff up here is just sort of its storage. And we've got one big hydrogen thruster at the front to slow us down as we get close to things. Underneath, we have a set of spotlights, a couple there beside the landing gear, and a couple here beside the landing gear, so that as we are descending down towards terrain, I no longer have to be in the complete darkness as I do it. I'm learning. Eventually, I'm learning. The only other thing I can think to do with this is to, say, for interior turrets, is to put some interior turrets and like this locations, like here, like maybe there, and just sort of line interior turrets in places. You know, put like 50 magazines in them each and just let them not shoot at large ships or small ships, just be like an anti-missile sort of flak defense. I think that would be kind of cool. But what we need to do here now is I want to go to that moon because I want to set up I want to set up ice mining on it. But I think we'll do that after we visit the platinum mine. So let's take a look at the GPS. Let's turn Mars platinum mine back on, and we'll see where that is. And we'll make our way there. And I'm just going to hope that there's no freaking asteroids in front of me, because I can't see them. Oh my god, this is actually frightening. This is what real space would be like, I think. Because I got the space just got real, but oh my god, so much bloom. Alternatively, what it could be is that recently when I did my video where I was talking about oh yeah, post-processing is on. No wonder. When I did my video about the new updates and the public test, after I'd finished that and came back to my save with, you know, the regular client of the game, everything, all of my settings had been changed back to defaults, and I'm just like, god damn it, like, really? You're gonna default my settings? That is very annoying. So yeah, unfortunately that occurred, but oh well, we'll get over it. But let us see us onto the surface when I get there. Ooh, getting a little bit of heat level here on my entry. It's coming in a little bit too fast there. Observation outpost. Okay, that's fine. There we go. No worries. We've got lots of downwards thrust on this thing because we've got 4 large thrusters and a whole plethora, what is that, a dozen small thrusters pointing downwards, so it's not like we're really lacking our landing power at any point. We just gotta watch ourselves. Pointing straight down like this, though, we only have the single large thruster in the front, and that's just essentially just making it so we're not gaining speed. But what I need to do is make sure I watch my meters here. We're at 1 kilometer above the surface. We can arrest that motion, whip ourselves around, and now we can go into more of a controlled flat drop here. We'll get our spotlights on so we can see what's going on as we move ourselves downwards. Let's go down faster. Flat mine 500 meters away. Oh my god, it's so dark. But I actually am learning. You can teach an old YouTuber new tricks. I have landing lights. Look, see? I can see the ground now. And I can fly over to the plat mine and take a look at it. Hey mine, how you doing? I'm here. So we'll whip ourselves around and place ourselves down beside the mine. Make sure that our front end doesn't impact first, as we have no landing gear up there. We're a little bit too close, so let's back off a little bit here. There we go. Inertial dampeners off. Come to a nice rest, and we will lock up with all of our landing gear nice and tight. Excellent. So let's go see how the platinum mine has been doing these days. And when I came down to a rest here, I didn't come down too hard, did I? No, still good. 100%. We're fine there. And these turrets are primed and ready and full of bullets if needed. Perfect. I'm just wondering, hopefully, that observation outpost doesn't send anything my way, because I wouldn't want it to. How are we doing? Fully depleted in 2 days. Oh, did I should have brought stuff for... I'm just remembering this now. I should have brought stuff for wind, because then if I added a couple winds to this thing, then it would never have run out of stuff. But excellent. All right. So let us see how you did. You have 1,000. You have 800,000 silicon, which is quite nice. Just 1,000 platinum, but possibly to be expected. Not sure if, how much platinum is down in this mine here. But here is our band of platinum. So now we need to, of course, first stop this thing up. Advanced rotor lock. We don't need you doing that anymore. Drills off. Stop shaking. Oh my god. Pistons. Sharon Erson. Stop being silly. So now we need to pull this back up, change the orientation of some of these things, add a couple more pistons to go sideways, and start drilling out that sort of level to get more of this wonderful, wonderful platinum. Whoa. Bring you up, and that's maybe about right. It's probably just another block, maybe. Minimum distance of 2.5. Yeah, that'll do. Excellent. Alright. So now, get all the bits off of this.
Inventory Full.
Inventory full. That's not good. Alright. We need to do some rearranging, do some redesigning, and I'll be right back when I've got that nice and complete. This is kind of annoying, but I think when you try to do that, what I was trying to do before, where I had to be like, oh, I'll pull the materials for 10, you know, conveyors or something like that and place it into this container, at some point it would go, there's too much stuff in this container, I'll go stick it back in the main base where I was pulling it from in the first place. So there actually is no there isn't anything here for interior plates, which I need for frickin' god damn it, to make conveyors. Why does that not work? Ugh. Guess I need to manually have it so that the things are separated, like I guess I needed to do. But what I could do here is I'm not using the this large cargo container, so I can salvage from it. But I'd also want to pull this off as well and put all this stuff into here. Here we go. Excellent. So, we still want to get that sorter back on here. Conveyor sorter. As we still want to squirt out all of the rocks from this. We don't want to keep them. So we get that back into position. But hopefully we have enough stuff that it'll work out for what we need to do. We just need to build a few conveyors. It'll work out. Where is the thing for that? Huh, very strange. Large conveyor sorter. We want to whitelist stone. There it is. Drain hole. And then for this connector, we want to throw it. There we go. So our throwing out connector is reattached. But now what we need to do is continue on with my design down here. What I needed it for is I needed everything to make a junction to do this. There we go. And now, hopefully, I have everything I need to make pistons on this goddamn ship. Probably don't. I've probably screwed this all up. This entire trip. Yes, I don't have steel plates. I don't have steel plates or construction components. Do I have those over here? Oh, I do. I have enough to build a few pistons. Thank God I had the materials here, and I didn't need to go back for them. Although, it's probably digging into the amount of drills that I can build on this thing, which is unfortunate, but will just have to be what happens. So, what we're probably wanting to do is this to start, just one, because, you know, we don't have enough room for all of that stuff yet. You know, put in multiple pistons, as it's just a little bit of space. But we can restart the whole system here. Get the singular drill working again. We can get this thing sharing our tensioning. We can get the rotor lock a-spinning. That is a fast a-spinning. That'll work out. And then the piston here we can set going super duper slowly. And we can see how it... Oh, help! Oh god. Singing adversary. Get back under the cover of the shields. Oh, but thankfully... Oh yeah. Dromedary? Doesn't... It's not weak. It's not an easy target. It has some defensive capabilities. Excellent. Alright. So, along with that, I wanted to maybe put a turret or two on this thing, just to give it a little bit of defense while I was gone. So let's see if we can get that done. Let's see if we can actually make that work. Do I have the stuff for a turret? And do I have spare ammo, probably. Yeah, yeah. All the ammo I put in there is gone, too. God damn it. Probably, there's some in my GATs that I can steal. I can just give this thing, like, a few blocks and it'll be fine. My completely silly unplannedness. So annoying. I would love to change that out for a conveyor sorter, because then I can just put a turret up here. But that's not going to work. I can put I can just put a turret like up here, and then I just need to feed it manually, which is probably okay for considering where this is and what this is. Yes, this will be fine. And we just need a little bit of ammo for it, so I'll steal, like, I don't know. Steal 26 bulb boxes. That should be more than enough for this one little turret, just to give this thing some bite if something comes along to nip at it, which is unfortunate. I have to set up better defenses here, and in the future, oh, I know what I should build. That's what I should build next. I should build a mobile drilling platform that is essentially a ship that has turrets and a shield, and then I can just plunk it down over a location, and then it has a drill like this that just goes, punches a hole, and then I lift up, fly, land in other locations, punch another hole, and then I just copy that over and over again. And I just fly around with it, gathering materials. Here comes another fleeting rival. Turret's joining in as well. Fleeting rival. He's not even going to stand a chance. And it's going to come crashing on down. Energy low. Well, to be expected. We'll just hop into the seat here real quick. Jeez. Stop causing so much damage. Alright. We'll just grab... platinum. Ooh. We're getting real platinum here. We're getting some thousands of it. That's excellent. As this thing is ever so slowly extending. Excellent. I can leave this again for a little while. And also it'll be good once I leave, the things will stop spawning, and therefore this base won't be as attacked as often. But we can take that platinum, we can take what silicon we can get, and we can transfer that kind of stuff over to here. And I'll probably just leave these components here just to, you know, in case I need to come back and do repairs, and I'll forget components in the future again and all that kind of bullshit, because I'm bad at this game. But, yeah, I think we're good. Let's get out of here, I guess. We still need to go set up a some ice mining somewhere, but what we could do is we could just temporarily head back to Earth, because there still is ice there. That that whole setup is still sitting there. It's just not being used right now. So let's go pay it a quick visit. Why not? Off we go. Back to Earth. Streaming into the atmosphere towards the old base. Oh my god. This ship is actually quite well performing. It's got a lot of thrust to weight ratio in the right spots. Although and its braking thrust leaves much to be desired. Alright, reset our camera here and flare up to start getting our downwards thrusters braking. We don't want our heat to really go that high here. Although we still haven't seen any, yep, heat level warning. We want the thrusters there. Good. None of our parts started on fire yet. And there we Heat levels falling. Excellent. Turn our dampeners back off and start plummeting again. I can't just do the silly things every single time. Oh. Ooh. Oh, I was so confused. I saw it over top of my base, and I was just like, ugh, did it spawn on my base? That would have been weird, but no, it's way out there at the frontier outpost. Which I could actually realistically take out with this ship, considering it's got a fair amount of guns and a shield. All these sort of low-level Earth outposts are not that hard to defeat, actually. We got about 20 minutes of sunlight here on Earth, maybe 15 minutes on Earth before it will be gone, as we come in for our landing down here at the ice mine. Now, I figured what I was going to do. While I'm parking this thing up at this connector here, I'm going to go and manually take apart most of the main old base, because I'm going to salvage its wind turbines, its various construction components, and I'm going to load them onto the ship, and then in the next episode we're going to take them back to Mars, and we're going to use them as components to build up that base there. So essentially I'm going to transport the base here to Mars, and I'm just going to hop out of here. I'm going to go, I'm a bit leaning forward, but that's okay. And we'll jump into our alignment seat. Which, we'll back up here, drop it down, angle it up a little bit. All the gyros are in the cockpit section, so when I yaw, like left or right, if I'm yawing right, I actually raise here because I'm yawing from the back. But we'll get this all aligned. Just like so. Good, there we go. We'll connect to it, and we're locked. And now the ship is sucking hydrogen from these generators here. H2O2 gens are off, actually. At least one of them is. We'll turn that one back on. This engine is on, that's fine. There's still a bunch of ice here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah. 2.7 million. So we'll take as much as we can from this location. This ship will charge up all of its hydrogen tanks here, which will be good. We also, what we should do is pop back into the cockpit real quick and put the hydrogen engines on as well, just to get our batteries topped up. Ha! To 346 days. 31 years! Alright, 31 years of power on this damn ship. But ever so slowly, these H2O2 generators will fill up my tanks here. So if we take a look at my individual tanks, they're at 7% and filling. Excellent. So yeah, I'm just going to leave that there. Let's go take a look at my old base. See how it's doing, considering all the wonderful stuff I have now. My new ship coming back to visit. Haven't been here in so long. It's been a few episodes since I've visited. Supply transport's probably going to spawn things, which is unfortunate and a little annoying. Yes. Oh, base. How are you doing? Do you still have ammo in your stuff? You do have little bits of ammo. Large... Oh, has 1,000? I'll take those. I'm tempted to steal all of its bits. and just, yeah, there's still a bunch of ice here. I can take these O2H2 generators and I can move them over to there temporarily to get that thing filling up quicker. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend some time offline essentially just dismantling this base a bit, taking all the important components, probably leaving the hull of the structure here. And I mean, there's no point in me salvaging the batteries because if I salvage them, I'm going to lose the power cells out of them anyway, so I can't rebuild the batteries. Oh yeah, here comes a fleeting rival. But all these all these conveyors here, all this stuff here has got a whole bunch of awesome bits that I can take to move over to Mars to be useful over there. But yeah, this is something I haven't done in a while. We're going to stand on the roof of my old base and look out at the sunset as we say, thanks for watching. As this has been another episode of Space Engineers. Thanks for watching, and good hunting out there.